Federal law enforcement was also discussed at the State House today. That's where Republican lawmakers called a news conference with the issue of public safety on the agenda.
State House reporter Christian Harsa was in the room and has more details on this. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Brian and Amanda. Yes, during today's press conference, Republicans talked about two main things. Now, the first was their talking point of the session, fraud. But the other one was what they say are unjustified and inflammatory responses from state Democrats to rumors that there's going to be increased ICE presence here in the state of Maine. Now, last week, Governor Janet Mills released a video saying that provocative policing that undermines civil rights is not welcome in the state. The governor also said she supports the right to protest, but called for those to be peaceful. Republicans were critical of the governor, calling her words rhetoric and saying the action it encourages is a threat to the public. The right also turned their sights to Secretary of State and candidate for governor, Shenna Bellows, who announced last week her office would not issue any new undercover license plates, following a request by Homeland Security. State House Republicans say these responses are threats to public safety.
Is not only petty, it's disgusting, and serves to allow these vehicles to be identified by people who should not be able to identify them.
The public is going to be potentially in danger. Law enforcement is going to be potentially in danger. And instead of addressing that and demonstrating leadership, it was instead an opportunity that she took to score political points against the president and her political opponent for the United States Senate.
Now, the governor's office responded to this criticism, writing, "The governor's comments simply reflect the fact that Maine people oppose violence and stand for the rule of law, for peaceful protests, for compassion, for integrity, and justice." Now, Republicans say they're requesting a meeting with the governor to be able to talk about their frustrations with her comments. Now, as for those mentions of fraud that I said, Brian and Amanda, state Republicans say that they still think all allegations need to be investigated and are saying that Democrats need to let federal investigators do their jobs.
Christian Harsa live at the State House tonight. Christian, thanks.